I'm right. Thank you for acknowledging that I was right.
I knew that too.
No one told you life was gonna be this way. The job's
Oh my god! Oh my god, that fits so well. That looked like they were dancing at the fountain.
Could that song fit any better?
I'm back in the saddle again.
Back in the saddle again. That was pretty good, right?
Hell yeah.
I
Nice.
sound hella nasally on this fucking mic, though. Shit, yeah, bro. Oh, brother, where art thou? I finally get to force feed this movie down your throat.
Oh, you want to watch that piece of shit?
Yeah,
Is that even fair? I already know that. Because that movie's been out for a while. I'm
Yeah,
going to enter here on my laptop, too.
You got to mute one of the mics.
Yeah, I'm going to mute the
Or
laptop
one of the
mic.
speakers, rather. One of the mics and one of the speakers, yeah.
All right, how's that?
It's good, but you need to connect your mic and your camera the other way. Do you have a camera on this?
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I like to.
You haven't seen it, and now I'm gonna throw this at you. I actually think you might like it. I wouldn't. This one, like, one of the main things on Hatewatch is I think I pick movies that you might not like, but I think there's a possibility you might like it. I don't want to do a no hope, like Charlie's gonna not like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think there's an ounce of hope of you liking this movie. The music's pretty cool. Acting's a little. It's Coen Brothers, so it's a little weird, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, especially if you like Coen Brothers. You know, this is the perfect form to give it a shot. Am I right?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I've seen the trailer and a lot of because this came out like the early 2000s, right?
2000 it came out.
Yeah. And it's one of the Coen Brothers movies.
And you're not a Coen Brothers fan? I know you like
Name
Lebowski.
some other stuff they might have done.
The Big Lebowski.
I'm 50-50 on The Big Lebowski. I kind of didn't like it. I know people love that movie.
I thought you did. I thought you were on that. Oh, no, Mark.
Mark loves it.
May he get out of the asylum soon, but that is one of the movies that have helped keep him sane all this time. So you're 50-50 on Lebowski. What about
I don't like it as much as actually I'm more like 70-30 of not liking it.
Oh,
I like it like 30%.
I think
I liked it because Flea had a cameo. Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. That was cool. And he had a wacky. And then Mark was saying like, oh, you know, it's very LA. So you know, you've never been to LA. I was like, nah, I'm a New York guy. So he was like, so I don't know if that makes it different than that because I know people from all over the world love that movie. And I'm like, people, I don't know. It's I get it. It's a wacky little movie. It's Coen Brothers. I get it. All right.
It is. No,
I really didn't like The Big Lebowski.
I'm gonna.
And that was before I knew people even liked it. I'm just gonna talk and talk and talk.
Right no, hey, that's the show, buddy.
So don't mind me.
No, please.
Yeah, because that was, like I said, that was before I even knew who the Coen Brothers were or that the movie had a cult following. You know, my ex, she was like all into it. And she was like, oh, you gotta watch this movie. I love this movie, blah, blah, blah. So we put it on. And I'm like, all right, it was cute. You know, it was a date night movie. You watch it.
It was a good movie.
Know,
it was a good movie.
But I'm more the dude than anything, too. Like, I feel like everyone's like, oh, I'm the dude. I'm the dude. It's like everybody says, yeah, I'm the dude.
Yeah, you know, but he does play it so fucking well. Like, he's so casual in that movie. Like, you know, like, and the older I get, like, the more I relate. You know, like, just, you know, I mean, shit, the movie starts with him writing a check for, like 75 cents or some shit. Like, come on, you gotta appreciate the good shit. You're like, no, dead face. No. But,
because did I get that the on first watching that the movie had like this wacky kind of feel? There's a feel to it. There's definitely like you're in for the ride. I will definitely give it credit that it creates a vibe when you're watching it. You know, did I really think it was all that clever and funny? And no, not really. And then it's like, no, but the movie, you gotta rewatch it. You gotta really watch it. Like it's like around the third time that you start getting it. I've seen the movie a bunch of times because all my friends love it. And I'll just sit and drink and smoke during it. You know what I mean? Like the dude smoking and drinking White
chuckle, I'm
Russian.
sure, a couple times here and there. Like the dude doing the interpretive dance. Remember when they went to go see the
oh my god! Yeah, his landlord.
Funny, yeah, there's funny moments like that, and of course John Goodman. I mean, they talk about the dude, but John Goodman was great in it. Steve Buscemi was great in it. You know, I wasn't a big fan of Jesus, John Turturro's Jesus. It was okay, but I think I think he's a little bit overrated. But then they gave him the sequel, which is I'm like, okay. I would rather if they would have stayed with
to that shit.
Which I haven't seen. Which if it's a hate watch, I have a feeling it'll be like us just tag teaming on that fucking movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but, you know, like I have zero interest in it. But yeah. What about like Raising Arizona? Is that another one you liked? Or No Country for Old Men? You didn't like any of those?
No Country for Old Men was a fucking shit show. Was a dick piss of a movie.
You hear it here, folks.
Raising Arizona. I was young when that came out.
Same here.
So I don't think I've ever watched it from beginning to end.
As an adult.
But I've never really been. There's only like a few things that I like Nicolas Cage in. So this isn't totally dissing Nicolas Cage. But I do feel like Raising Arizona was a dumb, jerked off movie. Like, is that the one where they kidnapped a baby and it's supposed to be funny?
Yeah. It's supposed to be funny.
He's fucking jerked off. But it was on Channel 11 a lot in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Was that late 80s movie, you would say?
But yeah, I'm sorry, but we have to rewind here. No Country for Old Men was a shit movie?
Yeah, I got a few whiskeys in me too, so the venom is coming out.
Yeah.
No Country for Old Men, that guy who's going around killing people like Two-Face? Is that one?
No, he's not killing people like Well, he does have that scene with the quarter, but that's only one time. But what the big thing is that he's using that air compressor gun or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, the cattle killing for cattle.
That thing and it's like it's just the way it's filmed. There's like certain scenes, the way he kills people, he just sets them up, and he's so calm and collected. He's like, stand very still, sir. Just stand right here. He just puts it in his head and, boop, and just kills. You know what I mean? The guy's just standing there. Okay, you know. So like, there's a lot of great moments. I'm surprised you didn't like. You know,
yeah,
I think
we watched
the movie
that
could
one
have been
together.
shorter.
I feel like we watched that here when you were back at the studio.
That's possible.
Yeah,
that's possible.
Because that's the one with Josh Hartnett is running around. He's the cop trying to find the guy or whatever.
No,
I feel like that movie has no ending or one of the lamest endings ever.
It's Josh Brolin, but what it is that he found drug money out in the desert, and he's trying to get away with it. But of course, you know, like halfway through, spoiler alert, everyone. Which don't listen to Chuck. Go see this movie, and if I'm wrong, come in the comments and tell me that No Country for Old Men is wrong, so that everybody else can laugh at you and Chuck.
Two movies came out around the same time, and because of their titles, I was confusing them until I actually saw them. But it was No Country for Old Men, that fucking waste of a turd. And then there was that one with Daniel Day-Lewis where he's like this oil guy.
Oh, There Will Be Blood.
There Will Be Blood. Those movies came out a few months.
Your milkshake.
Oh my god, another horrible movie.
That one, I'll tell you, I thought was fucking boring. I thought it was a fucking boring movie. Yeah,
boring.
There Will Be Blood.
Boring, pointless. Boring. Yeah, the evangelical, fucking over the top evangelical kid that Bill the Butcher eventually winds up killing or something.
Yeah. He plays a Riddler in the new Batman.
That's him, huh?
Dano, something Dano.
Yeah, Suck Dano.
Yeah. And he's good. I mean, again, like, all right, no. So this is where There Will Be Blood, I think, had excellent performances. It was good acting, good dialogue, good visuals, forgettable soundtrack. and 0 like. And me, I liked it like at a 2. There was a couple of scenes that I was like, oh wow, okay, I was a little bit invested. But by the end, I didn't give a shit who this guy was, what he did. I was like, you built up to one fucking murder. Like, first off, to me, that didn't even make sense in the context of the story, that it had to even end with a murder. Like, I thought it was fucking Citizen Kane for an oil tycoon.
Yeah.
I thought it was basically that's what they were going for, but he ends up killing the dude at the. I was like,
right.
I was like, it kind of threw me for a loop. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and I only bring that up because both those movies came out around the same time, and they were both getting top praises for everybody's 4 stars. This critics were sucking those movies dicks. When I finally sat down and watched both of them, I wanted to tear my eyes out from the boredom and the waste of my time.
But I disagree with No Country. I was very entertained, and I was like edge of my seat.
No Country was way slower, way
more. All right, we're watching
boring.
that instead. No, I'm just kidding. No, all right, now to loop it back to Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Different tone. All right, it's definitely a little bit more silly or whatever, but I don't know if silly's the right term. You'll get it. You'll see for yourself.
It's silly. Yeah, silly's the right term. I've seen the trailer and bits and pieces of it, and
what else do you know about it?
People suck this movie's dick.
What else do you know about it? Besides
not much, to be honest. I've just saw pieces of it, like, because that's been all around for so long that every once in a while it's on, and I'd be like, oh, let me check this out. Is this supposed to be like funny and witty? And every scene that I've seen, granted, not much, was stupid.
That's the word. It's whatever, but fuck it, we'll do it live. Let's do
it live.
Yeah, man, we'll be here. I definitely want to hear your opinion on this. All right, so let me set this motherfucker.
All right,
up.
And if it changes if seeing it all the way through changes my opinion, I'll be 100% honest about it. I won't hate the hate.
Okay. All right. So again, we are going in on this. This is your first viewing, right? Just to be clear.
First viewing of Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? I don't even like the title.
On that.
Only because this movie had a lot of buzz, a lot of hype. All the fucking Coen Brothers fans loved it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. So
it's D.
So the critics gave it 79%. All right, and the audience gave it 89%.
Of course. That's what I'm saying.
Of course, they're in the minority.
They're right. The fans loved the Coen Brothers fans ate this one up. I remember that at the time. And I remember the trailer looked a little confusing. And like I said, I wasn't really into the movies the way I am now back then.
Yeah.
And I always thought it was stupid looking from the trailer. And then it's old enough that every time it was on TV and I tried to watch a little bit of it, I always felt like I wasn't getting it. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to fucking wait till I watch it from the beginning. And then I just felt like overall, with that all combined, that yes, I did feel like it was kind of a stupid movie.
Yeah.
I was right.
Yeah, all right. So
again,
let's start with this one. We're gonna do all right, so let's look at some 5-star here. The Coen brothers have not yet made a musical, although I believe the idea has been discussed. This is surprising in a way because there is something naturally musical about the pace and style of a Coen movie.
Time out, please.
It's already just blowing them so hard, right?
Hard. And this is not just because there's a lot of music in the movie. That's all the soundtrack. This is not a musical. Just because at the end they perform one song all the way through once.
Musical.
Actually, we get the song twice, when they record it and when they perform it. fine. This is not
I
a
would say
musical.
it is musical, not a musical. Like it is
Correct.
it's very fueled by music. Like obviously,
Sure.
music is
Yep.
integral to the movie, which
And
is
even
surprising. You weren't, or did you know that going in?
I knew there was some music in it. I didn't know it was this heavily, moved or guided by music.
Did you like the music at all? I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
think
can
you
get
did,
down with
right?
some bluegrass.
Okay. So
I
at
feel like
least
one,
there's
like I said,
something
there was
there.
that one scene, the little montage scene. I thought that was a wrong choice of a song for that scene, and it went on too long. But other than that, yeah, I can dig
Music
it.
was
I can dig some of
relatively
that
good,
time
right?
picking. Sure.
I'm not a fan of that music, but I love the music in this movie. You
Same
know what
here.
I
I never
mean?
went
Like,
and bought
yeah,
a bluegrass record, but if I'm
never.
hanging out and having some whiskeys, I can listen to a little of that
I could
twine
get
picking.
down. Yeah, and it's funny, like, because I would trash this music as a stupid fucking teenager while I'm listening to death metal where you can't understand the words.
Yeah, and Wu Tang.
Yeah, and Wu Tang. Yeah, exactly. It's in Clown Posse.
Yeah,
Uh, but
especially back in 2000.
that freaking right. So, but anyway, but at least this, especially as I've gotten older, I have more appreciation for the music in the movie.
Yeah, no, same here. My appreciation for various musicals has widened.
So yeah, really, Matthew's like
But
every
it's not
time
a
I get
musical.
pegged,
Yeah, just
it
getting back to
seems to
whatever this
sync up.
review is.
Yeah, it seems to sync up with the Coen Brothers dialogue. So yes, all right. So all right, and then there's Michelle, one of the best movies of all time. It gets better every time you watch it. Highly quotable, hilarious, quirky, and fun. Makes me happy
Highly
just to think.
quotable. No, it's
Yeah,
not.
he's a suitor. Yeah, I quote this movie a lot. All right, but you didn't know that because you never watched it.
I just
But
watched it now. I don't think it's highly quotable.
no, it's not highly quotable, but it is quotable and it is quoted. I know people quote it a lot.
What do they quote? Like I understand like
Usually
the dude. I know people quote the dude, but what do they quote in
more
this
people
movie?
quote the dude. More people will quote the dude, but this
Yeah,
one
and I
and
can
some
see
other ones.
why. I would not
And I just
argue
had one
that
in my
that
head and it
movie
went out.
isn't highly quotable. That movie is highly quotable. I get
No,
that. This one, no. Why? Because the Coen brothers wrote it?
because the
They
Coen Brothers
suck their
wrote it.
dick so
Yeah,
hard. God damn, Michelle, chill.
yeah. Well, hey, but she dug it. But there was
Yeah, I bet she did. In her race.
in her age. All right, and let's see, good movie, blah blah blah. 5 star.
Is that a real review? Because that's actually
Yeah,
funny.
good movie,
Only
blah
it should
blah blah.
say terrible movie, blah, blah, blah.
Never before has Greek mythology. This is a 4 star review. Never before has Greek mythology been retouched in a modern and at the same time funny
First of
way
all,
with its
yes, it
exotic cast.
has. Yes, there's plenty of adaptations of Greek mythology with modern twists. Who's this fucking dork?
Yeah, the plot
Who
has the
wrote this
humor.
review?
This is Alejandro E.
Yeah,
The
say that
plot
name out
has
loud so
yeah,
everybody knows.
shame. The
Yeah,
plot
that's how
has the
fucking mad
humor
I am.
that has always characterized the Coen brothers to see George Clooney taking his first steps to maturity. What?
Ew. God. George
Dude was
Clooney
mature in
credit.
Roseanne.
That's what I'm saying. Has played various mature levels and real characters. You know what I mean?
Fuck, was he Robert Downey Jr.? No, that dude was
I
like
would
a
even
working actor.
even on the Fact of Life, he was playing a down to earth,
He
grounded
was-
dude. You know what I mean? Right? He was the guy on the show.
yeah. Now,
Fuck this turd, whoever wrote that.
yeah, that's weird. And now I agree that it has been done before, but I liked the way they did it here. Maybe you
Fair
didn't.
enough.
That's cool.
If that reviewer would have wrote something like that, I wouldn't have came as hard as I did.
Yeah. All right. So this was a 1.5 star by being Dino _. Love the Coen brothers. Didn't like this one. It just got monotonous after the halfway point, and I totally lost interest. It kind of sounds like you a little bit.
Yeah, only I would say I don't really love the Coen brothers. Maybe they did a few good things, and then
they're okay.
Yeah.
Maybe they're a little overrated. Maybe, but
a lot overrated.
I do like them. Maybe we'll see.
And
this
the
is
Big Lebowski was okay.
All right, so this is 3.5 stars. After escaping prison, Ulysses, Delmar, and Pete embark on a journey to find a hidden treasure. Okay, we don't need to break down the story. Fine.
All right, we don't need. All right. Thanks for just
5
describing the movie. Yeah.
5-star review. I can't imagine a more perfect movie. Now that is a claim, my friend. But
that's an SD right there, right? That's a dick sucking.
That's Chris M. Yeah. So David H says one of my favorite films, great acting, even by George Clooney in parentheses, and a superb old-timey soundtrack. I love it. Now I get down with that. It's very subjective.
I completely disagree. George
No,
Clooney
hey, no.
great
I'm not saying maybe whether you like it or not, but think of the way he phrases one of my favorite films. How are you going to argue that?
Okay,
So you
fair.
say, you know what I'm saying? Great
Okay,
acting
what's
and
the next line? What's the next
great,
line?
great acting, even by George
Nice.
Clooney,
It was
and a
okay
superb old-timey
acting,
soundtrack.
especially by George Clooney.
Yeah, I agree with you. That I would say that, and it's like I love it. But this is I would say this is more in realms of this is an opinion. The one above it, I can't imagine a more perfect movie. That was like a little more bold. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like
You know,
many people can get better perfect movies, right?
by starting off by saying one of my favorite films, it's pretty evident. Like you're starting off with like,
And that's right, and that's fair, right? Because if he likes it, or if they like it, they like it. Whoever
How
that
meta is this, dude? We're being critics of the fucking critics.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid. All right.
No, what we need is
Outstanding
now someone
offbeat comedy.
critiquing us. All right.
4 out of 5
That
stars.
is
Outstanding
stupid, man.
offbeat comedy. That's like a B, right?
No, wasn't that
2.5
funny?
stars by Dick V. It has a great first half, but absolutely plummets with its terrible second half.
Yeah, it said this doesn't have a first good half, and then continue that. That should start. This doesn't have a first good half, and it completely plummets by the second half.
Right. Absurd, hilarious, and great music. 5 stars by
Yes.
E&M. Steven C says, "Fucking shit, I hate." Half star.
Nice. Yeah, he gets
Yeah.
it. Yep.
Andy Z, this film is destined to become a classic. Outstanding.
No.
Rating 7 out of 10, 70 out of 100. That's
way too high.
a C. I think mine would be close to that. Good but bad. More action figures needed.
What'd that say?
Good but bad. More action figures needed. 1 star.
Yeah. That should just read bad but bad. No action figures needed.
No,
you know what? Let's just try our own review. Let's review.
You ready to review it? You ready? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So,
because look how many people S and it's D, and there was only like a small percentage that agreed with me. So let's see.
All right, hold on. So this is Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Rating. Okay. Now, let's start with. Okay, let's start with cinematography / visuals / effects. 1 out of 10. What would you give it, Mr. Valentine?
A 2.
2?
Yeah, there was no like special effects or anything like that. Was it lit well? Was it filmed like it was like almost on location. So was the scenery pretty? Yeah, the scenery was pretty. Costumes looked okay.
That should automatically bump it up. Yeah, from a 2.
No,
2 is like
special.
When you talk 2, you're getting the college fucking level movies, like the Howard Stern fucking, well, actually that would be a 1. The college, his college movie. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. But no, okay. So you're saying 2 really for visuals?
Yeah. Especially, and this is what I was saying the last time about the war movie we watched. When you film on location, you already got what you need. It's already there. That's nature. That's pretty. So that doesn't really. I don't factor that in. It's giving it points.
1917
location, and filming.
Do you think they went to like war grounds? Like they didn't have to fucking make that scenery in 1917?
Regardless, they filmed on location. So anytime you're like outside. That to me, and I'm just saying, this is just me. Like, I really don't factor that in as being like special or, yes, your background, your scenery helps be a character in a movie. Like,
Yeah, it's almost like imagine like a famous
special effects.
Imagine like a famous photographer. Like, you know what I mean? Again, this is where it does come in because, if you are able to shoot on location, especially really beautiful locations, it's not like just because you're at a great spot that you're going to get great footage.
No,
there's
but
more
I would
to
give
it.
a movie more points if I know it's a studio set and motherfuckers built that shit. Like they had real carpenters on the set You know what I mean? Building it like a movie like Blade Runner. I know you don't like Blade Runner, but they built or Alien. We both like Alien.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
they built that shit. You know what I mean?
Everything
So,
looks lived in. Beautiful set design. Yeah.
done by
Okay,
hand.
actually, I think
wood and screws and
I see your point. I see your point, but at least if it's lit well, and the costumes were pretty good and everything else. I mean,
I did say the costumes.
I gotta
were
say,
yeah.
2 still sounds low, man. That sounds like.
All right, what would you give it then?
It's your score, but I would definitely give
I
it a.
said what I thought. On my scale, maybe I still need to readjust my scale on that one, but okay, what would
I
you
would give it an 8.
An 8.
18.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd give it an 8 because all right, look, I
That's
can't
high.
rate this movie like I don't know, like a blockbuster. I think it's high, but it's a B. It's a B. It's if you break it down like a report card. You know what I mean? So it's not a, and almost a C. It's almost a C plus. But it's lit it is lit very well. Even the scenes that are in the dark. There are some sets on there like as far as like
obviously.
the town and stuff like that.
Yeah, and when they record the song in the studio.
Yeah, imagery I mean it looks great. Like it looks good. It looks like a Hollywood movie. 2 would be like again. You know what would a 2 be in my opinion? Like a trauma movie, like the Toxic Avenger. Like visually, that's how it would look. And I love that fucking movie.
I'll go up to I gave the other one a 5 before when we were talking about Superman.
Yeah.
And I didn't think those graphics were so great. I think the CGI is dated a little bit. But okay, besides that, all right, so I'll go up a little higher.
Do you think this movie I think this movie it filmed and looks better than Man of Steel.
Well, yeah, because there's no special effects, so it's all
even the scenes where there's no special effects needed, where they took all the color out in Man of Steel. You know what I mean? As opposed to this one that maybe had a color tone, like a tone, whatever, but it wasn't like oversaturated with colors, nor was it dull. Especially like the fire
sepia tone kind of look that you'll see some movies have, especially period piece movies. They give it that sepia tone kind of.
But it wasn't in your face. It didn't look like an Instagram fake filter. You know what I mean? With like the threads and the fucking cuts in the film. Like they didn't try to fuck with us with that.
Yeah.
But all right, you say you would come up with that. That's
I would come up with that. Yeah, if you say
right,
that doesn't look like a college movie, but okay.
Yeah. Or a trauma movie. That would be like a 2 or 3. And like Toxic Avenger would probably be like a 4, which is probably their best movie. You know what I mean? Visually, because even like the camera doesn't look well. Like the scenes are not well lit. The editing is bad. It's not top notch. You know what I mean? Which is part of the charm of the movie. It actually elevates the likability of the movie. You know what I mean? In other ways, so maybe we should do Toxic. I wonder how it holds up.
Yeah, we should do Toxic Avenger and Swamp Thing because I always put those two together.
I told
of course,
you,
Swamp Thing being the superior movie, but still kind of that low budget.
It is in there. Yeah.
Bad, you know what I mean?
Ooh. Yeah, man. Oh, we're actually going to jump into a bonus after this for a second, by the way. This is the post credits we got to talk about.
Nice.
But okay, so you would come up. What would be your score for visuals? This is up to you. But what are you thinking?
A 4. I'll go up to a 4.
4. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you think that it looks worse than Man of Steel?
No, it's just there was nothing. At least Man of Steel had CGI action stuff. Like they really had to work to make it look as they did.
No, but again, even just take out the
movies. That's a computer movie. You know what I mean? Man of Steel is a computer movie. Let's be real. That's how my fucking my uneducated mind will describe it. And at least this was a film. At least these guys were a film.
At least this is a film, right? So hold on. So just bear with me, right? So like the scenes where there's no CG involved, like the scenes where Lois is walking in the spaceship, all right, or Lois is talking to the reporter in the Daily Planet, right? Do you think like visually those scenes were filmed better than Oh Brother Where Art Thou, or did Oh Brother Where Art Thou look better?
I don't even know because I don't remember the scene
This is
of
a weird.
Lewis going onto the ship.
Okay. Damn. Let's look that up for comparison. Is that fair?
Yeah, give me
All right.
give me an
So
example.
even
though it's apples and oranges, because like I said,
apples and
Superman's a
oranges.
computer movie.
Let's look for examples of what the of some of their non-CG. All right, and this is actually going to be like a good primer. Like if is this better than Man of Steel or worse, and it can actually help you with the scoring. You know what I mean?
It'll be a good palate cleanser.
Yeah, right. So okay, here's like a scene. Oh, automatically, that's just like the thing looked much better in like Antarctica or a cold environment than this.
In Man of Steel.
Let me see. I got this pulled up. I was talking and you weren't even.
They're heavy. I gotta confess, Miss Lane, I'm not a fan of the Daily Planet. Those pieces you wrote when you were embedded with the First Division they were pretty impressive.
Well, what can I say? I get writer's block if I'm not wearing a flak
See, they're on
jacket.
location there, right? You would stay there somewhere. And
I don't know.
Where they say
I don't
they
know.
are.
I don't know if they're on location.
You don't
I don't
think
they're in
that?
Antarctica. They're not.
Dude, the CGI, you can never.
They're not going to be filming in Antarctica.
Expecting you tomorrow.
Which is
why
you never know, right? But they could be in Switzerland somewhere, saying that it's just Antarctica.
All right. So again, just looking at this. In fact, I'm going to mute this.
Looks good, right? Yeah.
So you think this looks better than the movie we just watched, Oh Brother Where Art Thou, and film better?
I would say they're the same. I guess then
they're the same. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
All right. Whatever. Okay. So four is what it is. All right. And I'm at an 8. I was more impressed. I like the visuals. I like the. Dude, I'm gonna definitely clip that Friends theme.
That was great. Yeah, if you can keep that in, keep that in.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's.
In fact, I didn't know they were gonna be dancing longer.
It went perfect.
Just kept it playing, right?
So, all right. So cinematography now score soundtrack. Out of the score and the soundtrack, what would you give this 1 out of 10?
Now you have my attention.
Yeah.
And like we both said, yeah, are we the biggest bluegrass fans in the world and folk music? Not necessarily, but can I get down with some of it? Absolutely.
Yeah. And the choices they used here for the most part were really good examples. Would you agree?
Yeah, they were good. What I was hearing was good. I'll say that. You know what I mean? I actually liked. I felt like one song wasn't necessarily my favorite, but I said that already. And I would
what
say
album doesn't have a filler?
I'm giving it like a 7 out of 10.
7
Soundtrack?
out of 10. Okay. I will go 8 again. So we're right there. Right there, neck and neck. I'm 1 point higher. I like this a lot more. I've actually revisited the soundtrack, listened to it a few times, so it's got a special place in my heart. All right. I kind of have a feeling where you're going with this. Acting dialogue, 1 out of 10. What did you think?
Yeah. See, I wish this should almost be a separate two separate categories, because one does affect the other. But for this, just to keep it loose right now, acting dialogue.
Yeah, combined, I guess it kind of comes together, right? Like, they were given a script. How did they act it out?
I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10.
Really? You actually went higher. I thought you were gonna fucking kick them in the balls for a second. But
yeah.
Okay. It's a little higher than I thought you'd give it. I'm gonna give this a 7.
Wow.
All right. So again, high. No, I like the quirkiness of it. Someone, one of those reporters did it. So I got about the Odyssey, but when certain things started happening, on the screen rather, I kind of could figure out what was. I should have just brought this back here. I was trying to figure out what it was. Let's totally lost my thought. What was I
Spit
saying?
it out, boy. Spit it out.
I got lost looking at the screen here. What was I saying? I totally got lost. Oh, it doesn't matter. It's the 4 hours. But no. I like the quirkiness. I like the fun dialogue. Didn't bother me. I knew I was into it. So
Okay.
it doesn't get higher than me. Like again, a 7 is essentially a C minus. But that certain phrases got worn out a little too much.
Yeah.
Certain
I
things
don't
were a
know.
little repetitive.
Yep.
But the acting for the most part was good. Like Tim Blake Nelson was fun. I liked his
Yeah.
character a lot. He was cool. I liked John Turturro's character, and I didn't hate George Clooney. He wasn't my favorite character of the movie, but I didn't hate his acting. Yeah, I mean he was more than more than adequate.
Yeah. I think if anything, I didn't like the dialogue as much as I didn't think the acting was like great. I think the acting was good from pretty much there. Everyone in the casted, but the dialogue I thought was really weak, and that brought so much Clooney's performance down a little. I thought.
Okay, now if they were separate, what would you give them?
I would give the acting a 3 and the dialogue a 1.
What? Then how does that come to a 4?
3
No,
plus
but
1
like because if you were to average those out, it'd be like 2.5.
Well, if it averages out less, then it averages out less.
Yes, maybe I should drop it to 3.
Let's say 3.
2 instead of 2.5, right? So, all right. Now, likability, 0 to 10. What would you give
Do you want to go first on this one? Do you want me to go first?
I'll go first because I like this movie a lot.
Right.
I'm gonna give it an.
What do you give it out of 10?
8.
Oh, an 8.
0 to 10. Yeah, another 8. Really, I revisit this movie often. It definitely has its flaws, but for the most part, I really like this movie. Okay?
Wow. Yeah.
What about you? Where are you at? 0 to 10.
I think this movie has 0 watchability, rewatchability.
Not even for the music.
No, that doesn't take away from the music, but I'm not going there for the music.
Okay.
That's for sure.
Okay. All right. So, 0 rewatchability. Likeability. 0 to 10.
A 1.
1?
A 1 out of 10.
God. 1 out of 10. All right. So
yeah,
that
I'm
would
really surprised that you like it as much as you do.
Yeah.
There's really nothing there. There's really nothing there. That's a silly, stupid, fluffy. That's all fluff. That's all the Coen brothers doing this. You know what this is? It's jerking off.
I couldn't disagree more, man. Like that, again, it's a weird take on the Odyssey. Maybe it's not your favorite, but it's a weird. Hey, it's got the elements of it. Yeah, they played around with it.
Even that was all just a big play. Even them, that's the Coen brothers trying to be like, look how smart we are. Let's take something like the Odyssey and hillbilly it up. Do it. That movie fucking was stupid.
God.
Fluff. That was a fluff and peanut butter sandwich.
Fluffer nuffer.
Fluffing for all day, brother.
But all right, so that would bring your average to 3.75 overall. All right, so 3.75,
which is still one of these.
It's still but it's not a 1 or like every other fucking movie you gave it. But all right, 3.75. It brings mine to 7.75. Again, that's if you were to turn that into a school grade, that's a C, not even a C plus.
Yeah, and that makes sense. Yeah.
It makes for me. For you, it's a
right. Which means that you're lying to yourself. You don't like it as much as you're telling yourself that you do.
No,
it's the Coen Brothers D's.
No. It just means that's an overall. Yeah, of course. No, but this is an overall score. You know what I mean? So after everything is said and done, that's how we get to the overall. But if my likability is an 8, the likability factor is still an 8. you know, but like I can take it into account its flaws, you know, which this is kind of fun. I want to see how like we would do a movie like bad movies that we still like, you know, like they'll have the high likability scores, but they'll have like the low effects, low music, you know what I mean, all that other shit, or bad sound design.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. I wonder how that would affect it. But damn, I thought you'd like it a little bit more. But to be fair, even though I think you're still low on the visuals, like I think this was visually better than Man of Steel. Like, and believe it or not, they did use CG, by the way.
Okay,
especially some of the flooding and stuff like that. And
yeah. But see, it was so like nothing to me that didn't even register.
That would mean seamless, actually. If anything, because
I felt the story was so bad. I
oh no, yeah. If I guarantee you, if you would have spotted it, you would have said something.
Yeah, I think if the story was more interesting, or if I liked it more, it probably would have stood out to me more.
Because the Odyssey's not interesting.
All they did was waste money on that flood dream-like sequence.
Oh God! Why, Chuck? You motherfucker, man.
That's me.
But
Maida!
All right. So, what was I gonna say? Yeah, bro. Let's end the show.